If you look at the evolution of the handbook over the last 100 years, it's been evolving from administrative procedures to a more ministerial voice. What we mean by that is previous handbooks had been sort of designed for large units, let's say Alpine, Utah, and we need a handbook that can be applied even in the smallest units.
Part of the process of reviewing the content of each chapter is to make sure that it really has that ministerial voice. Anyone can understand, any leader with any level of education can understand it.
The reason only 9 of 38 chapters have been updated is our original plan was to completely rewrite the handbook and then translate that, and that gave us a delivery date probably of 2022. But as those first chapters came out, the First Presidency in 12 felt that the updates were important enough to release as soon as possible. Overall, the idea is a living, breathing document that can change as revelation comes, or we're not going to say we're going to get every wording right. If there's some confusion or something's misunderstood, it's easy for us to update that to make sure that the meaning is clear.
The world is changing so fast, so many things are happening in the world, and we just need to keep looking for ways to help, to give resources to our members and leaders.
The key organizing structure for the handbook is what we call the work of salvation and exaltation. In chapter 1, the work of salvation and exaltation is introduced. It's phrased rather simply that we come into Christ and assist in God's work as we live the gospel of Jesus Christ, care for those in need, invite all to receive the gospel, and unite families for eternity. Those 4 divinely appointed responsibilities under the work of salvation and exaltation really become the organizing structure for the handbook.
By providing this publication in a digital version, it allows for more flexibility, it can be updated regularly. Members and leaders should be consulting it regularly and just make sure that they are always checking the latest version.
The other advantages of having a primarily digital handbook is we can accommodate different learning styles. Some people learn by reading, others by watching, and so the handbook will have embedded videos, not just text describing how to do something, but videos showing how to do something. There are a number of moral policies that we've now put on paper of where the First Presidency and the 12 stand. One of those moral policies that is new is around persons who identify as transgender. The reason that that policy has been added is we've had an increase in questions coming from bishops and stake presidents saying, what can a transgender person do? What are the guidelines? So the transgender policy states that everyone is welcome to attend our meetings and that we should create a warm, welcoming environment for all, including persons who identify as transgender. At the same time, the policy clarifies that some things in the church are gender specific.
One of the chapters that went through a major revision now is called Repentance and Church Membership Councils. And one of the things that has been done is that some of the terminology has been changed.
For example, the previous handbook used words like jurisdiction, evidence, and so on. The new handbook does not use those kinds of terms. In particular, what has changed are the terminology for a decision of what we now call a church membership council. Previously, for example, someone could be disfellowshipped. That term indicates or seems to suggest that someone is being cut off from association with the church, which was never the intent, but the wording implied that. And so that the word disfellowshipment is replaced by the word or the phrase formal membership restrictions that says there are some restrictions on privileges. Another decision a membership council can make previously was called excommunication. The feeling of the First Presidency and the 12 and members who we did research with felt that that was a particularly harsh term. And so that term is replaced by, excommunication term is replaced by the phrase withdrawal of church membership.
The idea behind these terminology changes is to ensure that, that we understand when we make a mistake in our life, the Lord is always extending His arms of mercy to us.
This new chapter 3 continues to teach that men are conferred priesthood authority and ordained to an office, but that every man, woman, young woman in the church who is set apart to a calling or who is assigned a task, they are operating with delegated authority. They have authority from God to fulfill the task given to them and the inspiration and revelation that comes with it. And so we think that this clarification of priesthood principles, as taught recently by the First Presidency of the 12, will be a great blessing to the church.
And we think that this is so important for members to understand, both men and women, that God is giving us His power so we can go and do the things that He has asked us to do. And He has also delegated authority on us so we can receive revelation and we can have His help and His guidance in every step of the way.